Welcome back to the Birdhouse Dynasty show for a mock draft Monday, brought to you by Choice Sports Cards, your number one choice in buying and selling sports cards. Check out Kyle and the boys over on Whatnot. They're having a great time, and so should you. All right. So tonight we're going to do a couple different mock drafts. I know you all are in the midst of your rookie drafts, having fun. I know I am. And we're going to get into some startup mocks as well, because we all know that startup season is coming up very shortly, right after you get your rookie drafts all completed. So, who's ready to do some mocks, huh? Before we get going, just want you to remind you that you can click on the link in the chat, head over to the stream, and just want to make sure we got it set up here. So how's everybody doing out there with their rookie mocks, huh? We had an interesting one this past weekend where actually I had to leave the league. It was a free league that I was in, so mind you, it's okay. I'm not heartbroken over it, but I did put in a lot of work on that league over the last season. We had the startup last year, but this this is a perfect example of watching out who the commissioner is in the league, because I thought it was a little shady last season, and I'm just going to go over this for you because it's a great example of watching who your commissioner is and why you should not have vetoes in your league. So, going to try and make this as quick as possible, but basics are I had the 105 and 106, and the draft started. The guy who has the 101 said, "Hey, who wants Marv? Come out and get him." Now, this was a 10-team best ball superflex tight end premium league, and we had roster size was like 25. But anyway, I had the 105 and 106. Also was stacked at quarterback, also had Kyler. So Marv was kind of enticing to me. So I threw out the 105 and 106, asked for the 101, and a 25 third in return. So within 15 minutes, trade gets accepted. I'm excited. All of a sudden, boom, the veto board comes up with a 24-hour veto clock. And so I'm like, come on, really? You got to be kidding me. So look back in 5 minutes and it's already 3-0 in favor of the trade, right? Then I wanted to get it sped up because look, it was a 24-hour clock and we wanted to get the draft going here. So I put up a poll saying, should we eliminate vetoes? Yes, absolutely yes, or I'm going to leave or see results. And another 5 minutes back later, I come back and it's 3 votes for absolutely yes, or I'm going to leave. Within another 15 minutes, the commission comes on and he says, "No way I'm accepting that trade. That's a ripoff." The 105 and 106 in a super flex league for the 101 and a 25 third. Mind you, when I was setting up this deal, I looked it up on Keep Trade Cut, and it was dead even 105 and 106 for the 101. So I decided, I'm like, well, this is a best ball league. I don't know if I mentioned that. This is a best ball league. So I'm like, well, I want to try and make it like even amount of players. So I just threw in that 25 third. And ironically, that was actually what tipped the scale in my favor because it was dead nuts even just about before that. So anyway, I'm like, I put LOL, you have to be kidding me, because I mean the 105 and 106 are 2 stud players, 2 top 10 players in the NFL draft. I get it, Marv's awesome, but like I didn't even have to take Marv. I could have taken Caleb. Anyway, I wanted Marv because I have Kyler. So I go, LOL, ridiculous. And because I wasn't sure quite yet if he was kidding or not. And then he puts up the he actually took a screenshot and put up the keep trade cut values, which it was 13,000 to 11,000, only because of the 25 third. If you take the 25 third out, it was dead nuts. So I'm like, dude, you're not even part of this trade, so it really doesn't matter what your evaluations are. And he's like, but I'm the commish. And so I'm like, but I don't care. And he's just immediately rescinds the trade with it in vote in favor of 3-0 in favor of accepting a trade. So I took a deep breath and I just said, you know what? I don't have time for this. But I did want to share this all with you. I I immediately just said, good luck, fellas. And I left the league. Sometimes you have to hold to your convictions. I posted a poll that said I wanted vetoes out, and so should you. So hopefully, in the 20 leagues I'm in, I only had that. That was the only league that actually had vetoes, and well, I don't have to deal with it anymore. So let's get into some mock drafts, right? We're gonna start with a startup mock. Let's get this one in here. Share the screen. There. There we go. All right. Who's ready? Who wants in this box? Right. Here we go. All right. We've got Fantasy Godzilla in the house. He scooped up spot 8. I'm going to jump on spot 4. Let's see if we can get anybody else in here before we get rolling. We're not going to waste too much time out there, Adam. So let's copy the link and I will see quickly if anybody else wants to jump in, but otherwise we are just going to get going here. I'll give it 2 minutes. All right. How's it going out there, Adam? What are you up to tonight? Let's get this off of here. Get the chat up. Right. This should be okay. I'm just checking the settings here. This should be all players. It's not rookie only, so I don't know why it's just showing rookies down here. That is interesting. Let me double check the settings. Snake. 3 minutes per pick. Ah, there we go. Let's save this. All players. Okay. All players. Boom. Should be good. All right. Adam's here. If anybody else wants to join, start in the next one. Make sure. All right. Let's start it up. Oh, all right. Who am I jumping on here at the 104? Well, I am holding to my convictions, and my convictions have had me at Jalen Hurts all off season. I am going to stick with that. Start off the squad real strong. Let's gonna bounce back a little from last year. Didn't have a terrible season. I mean, if a terrible season is quarterback two, sign me up. All right. Godzilla, it's on you. Some chase on, you go Earl. Not argue with that. I will take Burrow as my quarterback five or six all day long. All right. So now we had a couple running backs go at the end of round one. Interesting auto picks. We have got two, three, four, five, six, seven receivers gone and six quarterbacks so far. All right. Marvin Harrison, the only rookie so far. Caleb is sitting there. Does Godzilla want him or not? Oh, with that big G up there for his logo, I don't know. Right. And he does it. Well, it is a mock draft after all. All right. So now the question is quarterback in the second round, or do I take up one of those juicy wide receivers here? Oh boy. And I know there's one gentleman right here who has been flying back up the boards, and I will scoop him up. That is Kyler Murray with his new toy, Marvin Harrison. All right, let's see here. We have okay. Herbert and Daniels just went. Tyreek and Olave. We are gonna look. Ooh, Saquon has flown up the boards. Puka's still there. Neighbors there. Ooh, boy. This is juicy. I am just gonna. Now, there's a super argument between Puka and Neighbors. I'm gonna take the value right there with Nakua. It is a startup. Take the value when in doubt. All right. So feeling good. We got our two QBs and a nice solid wide receiver. Now, there is a definite argument there for Neighbors over Nakua. Neighbors is definitely a more talented player, but you take the position or you take the situation into consideration. I mean, are we going to see more than just one more season of Stafford? I'm going to bet on it right now that we will, but Neighbors went right after. Okay. And Godzilla scooped up the stack. Caleb and Adunze. Can't blame him. That will be quite the tandem for years to come down in the Windy City. All right. Godzilla looking the same build. Can't go wrong with two QBs and one wide receiver in the first three rounds. Now it gets interesting. Fourth round's where the draft starts. This is about where, I'd personally be looking to trade back, maybe scoop up an extra future first, something like that. This is kind of the area to me where, the next rounds four, five, six, a lot of players are in the same value range. All right. So you can argue them this way, that they're all very similar. That's who we got on the top. Dak is still available out there. We that'd be hard to pass on. Tell you that in a real league. Wow. That would be tough. Hmm. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Such value. Yes, Godzilla. You are correct there. All right. I mean, oh God. Okay, I hate it. I'm just gonna take the receiver. There, Dak went at the turn. You're welcome, team one. All right. Now we still have Purdy and McCarthy up top. Oh my gosh. Brock Bowers sitting there. Oh my gosh. We are looking at Rishi, Flowers, Tank, Higgins. Do I want Bowers? No, we are going to, let's see, running backs. No, I'm definitely, oh, oh boy. I can't even see the timer on, oh, there it is. Thought I set it to 3 minutes. Anyway, I am Kyler and Hertz. Hmm. See, it would have been nice if Devontae would have fell to me there. All right. So I'm gonna go with Zay Flowers. So got a strong build here so far. Two QBs, three nice receivers. Don't love the receivers, if I got to be honest here. Nakua, DJ Moore, and Zay Flowers aren't all that inspiring to me, but you know, the receivers, they're going to hold their value for longer than a running back would. Um, you know, if I were in a league there, I probably would have heavily considered taking Purdy, um, just for the trade value. Um, because I do like Purdy over Tua, but I don't know who I'd pick between him and McCarthy. I mean, I have no problem with Tua either. I guess it's just more so the injury history there. And as I say that, Godzilla scoops up Tua. Can't blame him. I mean, the value at the quarterback is just too hard to ignore. We got 15 rounds here. We just went a regular start 10. Um, you know, the quarterback, super flex, two running back, three wide out, tight end, two flex, and five bench spots. So take that into consideration, Adam, when you're looking at these guys, these studs sitting here. Ooh, Kelsey. That goes Brian Thomas. Nice pick. Right. Who we got here? Let's see. I can't look at the rookies, huh? All right. Round six. Oh, not going there. Okay, see, here's where it gets nice because now we're throwing in the mid-range rookies like Lad McConkey is here. And then if I scroll down, I'm sure that there's Keon Coleman, Ricky Pearsall. So it's nice to see a place where these rookies, these mid-range rookies fit in. We all know that Marv and Neighbors and Dunze are all near the top, right? First couple of rounds. But where do these receivers fit into value with the other spots? Okay. So I am I'm gonna go George Pickens. Just gonna there's four wide receivers in a row. Again, that's probably a spot where I would possibly look to have traded back. Okay. But screen time sharing doesn't show the board. Ah, okay. How do I bring it here? Let's see. There we go. All right. Wow, I apologize for that if you're watching out there. Feel terrible. Let's go back and give you a second here. Now you can see the board for the past couple of rounds. Okay, as you can see, I've gone four receivers in a row. All right. I want tight end. I see that, I mean, there's still too much value here at tight end between Kittle and Joku and Ingram. Love those guys. Who's that quarterback here? See, now this is where it gets sketchy at quarterback. Okay, so I'm going to let it go one more round there. Running back, do I want to grab one yet? No, I'm going to hold off. We're going to look at receiver again, and I'm just going to, I'll take Diggs. Okay, so pretty well set at receiver now. I'm going to grab probably one more. I like to grab at least one or two more above the amount that you can start. Okay, thanks, Adam, for the update. And then look into running back. Okay, so plenty there at running back as you see the rookie, shiny new rookie Jonathan Brooks up top. But if you scroll down the running backs, I mean, there's bodies here for days. And so, not all that scared if I don't end up loaded at running back. Okay. Let's move this up a little here. There we go. We'll show you the last. There, that's all we need to do. Okay. It's black now. Oh, is that? Okay. Okay. See, when I'm looking at it, I am seeing me in the corner and go. Okay, good. Now we're good to go. Okay. All righty. So plenty of time, Adam. You still have 3 minutes to go here. So this is the area of the draft in a startup where I love. I love to be able to trade back into this area and scoop up multiple picks in each round of here, if possible, because a lot of these players are veteran point scorers. You see Godwin just went, David Montgomery, Cooper Kupp, Mike Evans. Okay, a couple of rookies at the end, but then before that, you have Deshaun Watson, Javonte Williams, Tony Pollard. All of these are veterans that are going to score points this year for you. Okay. And who's to say Javonte Williams doesn't outscore Josh Jacobs, who went what? 2.5 rounds earlier. Okay. Sure, everybody thinks that Josh Jacobs is just going to blow up in Green Bay and score 15 touchdowns. But what if they decide that they want to use Marshawn Lloyd a ton in the receiving game, especially play him like Aaron Jones? I mean, it would kind of make sense if that's who they drafted, right? So there is a world where it happens where Javonte Williams and Josh Jacobs both get similar amount of touches. Okay. So I'm just saying that these running backs in this range from round 4 down through 7 or 8, all very similar. Right. So we've got Najee, Joe Mixon, Zamir White, Trey Benson. Okay. James Conner is still down there. Ooh, Najee sitting there, age 26. See, he had the knock on him that he was a little older when drafted. But I think Najee is what he is at this time, right? Ooh, Deontay, we got Keon Coleman. No, Keon Coleman just won. Keenan Allen. Mm, Okay. Let's go back to let's see what's at tight end. We got Kittle and Joku, Ferguson, running back. So the quarterback here. Okay. Do I need Cousins? No. All right. I'll grab Najee. Don't like it. Don't love that pick, but I was a little worried that would happen, and so that's why I grabbed Najee. See, four of the next six picks went running back. Okay. Now, how got Baker, wide receivers. I think I'll still get one on the way back. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the safer one. We're gonna go with Baker. If I had to bet on it, Cousins will probably outscore him this year, but I'm just kind of betting on the longevity there. I mean, Cousins and Penix went back to back. I love it. Penix is a guy that I have come around on. I am seeing what Atlanta was looking at as you talked it out and looked at it. And now Penix in the rookie drafts, ironically, I look at him as somebody, no matter where I get him in the second round, is somebody that I'm going to be able to get a future first for. So basically, I'm just drafting a future first for Penix. That's how I'm kind of looking at it. Because as soon as he's named the starter, he's worth a first. Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, go ahead, put it in the chat or put it on the league message board, whatever league you're watching from. Go ahead and tell me I'm wrong. But Michael Penix will be worth a first as soon as he's announced the starter. There you go. So invest your second rounder in Michael Penix and you're getting a first automatically. All right. And you could say the same thing almost about Justin Fields. If he's announced the starter this year, just about any week, I am shipping him off for any future first. And somebody in your league is probably going to be desperate enough to do it. That's where I sit. All right. We got these backs here. I like them, but I want to grab one more solid receiver, and it happened. Look at that run. See, that's why you grab the receivers. All the guys I wanted: Kirk, Geo John, Hollywood, Keenan Allen, Ridley. Ugh. All right, let's see. See what we've got here. Is there anybody? Okay, so Hopkins and Myers are down there. Okay, let's go back here. Where we got at tight end? Oh, now it gets stinky. All right, we're gonna go Ferguson so it doesn't get too bad. Ferguson's the last guy of that tier I see, with Kittle, Ingram, and now Ferguson. That's where I'm at. So let's hop this up here. Okay. Now we got Watson Downs, just ugly at receiver there. See, this is why you grab the receivers early, and then you can go out and get the running backs. Okay, get off the tight end here. There he is. We'll just grab last for sure starter here in James Conner. And so I'm going to be starting Najee Harris and James Conner, waiting out those running backs, getting an awesome set of receivers. Bring up my roster here. So looking at Jalen, Kyler, and Baker as my quarterback room. Now, Baker, normally I may not have done that and I would have gone receiver where I took Baker. And that probably, if I had to do it again, that's what I would look to do. Okay. Because when I grabbed Baker, could have gotten Kirk, Dio John, Hollywood, Keenan Allen, or Ridley, and then just settled for a lesser quarterback as my QB3. All right. So lesson learned. All right. We'll follow that up in the future. Of course, Connor was your guy, Godzilla. I knew that. Who are you looking at here, Godzilla? He's got, yeah, he played the long game at running back too, so I don't blame him. Once you're at this point, you're just grabbing bodies at running back. You know, he scooped up JMO, not a bad dart throw. Don't love the guy, but you know what I mean? He's got talent. He started showing it a little in the playoff game there. I just don't like, I mean, the volume I don't think is ever going to be there for him. If this is a best ball league, I'm all about it, but he's going around, at least a round earlier. Um, yeah, I mean, if this is best ball, all these receivers are going, all these receivers in the last 3 or 4 rounds, they're all going around earlier. Who are we looking at now? Now's where I still needed one more receiver, so I just wanted to grab, yeah, now they're all gone. See, this is what happens if you wait on wide receiver. Trey Franklin is still there, and I will be happy to grab him. Jacoby Myers went right before me. Yeah. Jacoby Myers is like the last of my fringe wide receivers that I still trust. If you look at the last 2 rounds here, we had Jacoby Myers and DeAndre Hopkins. Those are the two that you can grab later, rounds 11 and 12 here, that you can trust in your lineup from week 1. Because these other guys, I'll blame Godzilla for taking JMO. I mean, the upside is obvious, but Judy, Jalen Polk, Roman Wilson, what are we getting there? I mean, what is the upside? I mean, do we really believe Roman Wilson is the next Hines Ward? I don't know what, I mean, I guess. But all right, let's look at this running back. Oh yeah, we got a bunch of goodies here. We're going Keaton Mitchell. Yeah, best upside of what's left there. Then what? Then what? Then what? Look at the overall board. So, some juicy quarterbacks there. Not bad. See, now if I had taken a receiver earlier, look at, I could take Stafford, Geno, Rodgers, Carr as my quarterback 3 and Beeson. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with any of those 4 as my QB3. They're starting week 1. They're a body in case I need it. All right. Yes, the late round quarterback value is there. Absolutely. Right on, Godzilla. Yes, it is. So, here we go. Antonio Gibson went, darn it. That's who I was looking at. I like Gibson's potential there in New England. Okay, Ramondre Stevenson was everybody's everybody's golden child last off season. Everybody was excited over him, and he just did not show. So is it a buy low opportunity on him now? I wouldn't. I mean, he is what he is. He's kind of he's like Najee Harris right now, right? So I mean, he's going to get action, but Antonio Gibson isn't going to sit on the sidelines all game either. He's going to get his work. Antonio Gibson's there to get whatever 8 to 12 touches a week, right? So Ramondre is still the goal line back, but I don't know how many goal line opportunities he's going to have there in New England. Okay. Oh, the rookie Ben Sinnott goes there. All right, we're gonna do this because we're talking value, and as I mentioned earlier with Michael Penix, same deal with Justin Fields. All right, did actually just trade for Fields in a league in my rookie draft on Saturday it was, and basically my 310 was on the clock, and I was able to do a 310 and future, what was it? I gave up 3 picks. Third, I gave up my 310, 406, and a future third for Justin Fields. Done. I'll take that for a shot at a first rounder all day. All day. Okay. And let's see. See these guys grabbing garbage. If this is a lineup league, I mean, when are you going to start these guys? Mike Williams, Josh Palmer. Wicks is the only one with a chance, honestly. These other these other 4 guys, not a chance. Okay. And then the value is still there, quarterback. I mean, honestly, I'd be picking quarterback here. I'm just gonna look at the running back and see what's there. Yeah, it's pretty scary. I don't mind Jaleel McLaughlin though, so I'll grab him. He's got a roll. Okay, AJ Dillon, we don't know what he's got. Braylon Allen, okay, maybe he's Breeze's backup. Jaleel McLaughlin at least is gonna be a part of the game plan. All right. Audric Estime getting drafted does not matter. McLaughlin is the third down guy. All right. We know Sean Payton loves him, so that's why I will take him over Bigsby, Dillon, Elijah Mitchell. Dobbins isn't a bad pick because there's a dart throw there and possibility of that. All right. We finished that one up. Great job, Godzilla. Godzilla scooped up Kamani Vidal. Love that pick. And Marshawn Lloyd. Both of those picks. Very, very juicy indeed. All right. Let's get back here. I am going to go back and we'll get another one fired up, right? Let's do a rookie one this time. All right. Let's do another. Here we go. Set this one up. We'll do one quick rookie one and then get out of here for the night. Thank you, Godzilla, for participating. It's a fun time seeing where the rookies, after we've been drafting them, seeing where they fit in on the startup landscape is just a lot of fun at this point. All right, we are going to slide down here and make it rookies only. There we go. We'll go 4 rounds. I know it'll set up for 15, but let's just plan on 4 rounds. Okay, we've got this roster settings. Yeah, we'll keep that fine. Okay. And did I click on rookies only? Yes. Okay. Good. Update that. Get out of here. Let me copy the link. Get it over to you guys. Let's see here. Share the link. Anybody wants it there, I'm gonna send it over to my Birdhouse Best Ball League that just got set up yesterday. We are gonna roll that out right after Memorial Day. We're gonna show it live on here wherever we happen to be. It's a slow draft, but who knows where we'll be while I'm doing the show. We'll post the picks as they come in. Should be a good time. I'm excited. Super excited. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Throw these out here for anybody looking to jump in here. Another reminder, we are brought to you by Choice Sports Cards, your number one choice in sports cards. And check out Kyle and the guys over on Whatnot. Okay, there is a few leagues. Let's see if we get anybody who wants to join. Godzilla's back in the house. He's picking spot 11. Interesting. I'm going to go opposite. I just want to make sure, yeah, I made it linear. Okay, I'm going to go on the opposite end, Adam. I'll go at spot. I would pick spot 2, but that's too easy. Let's go with spot 8. Yes, make it a little difficult here. All right, Superflex tight end premium. Start 10, we'll say. And we got Brandon in. He's taking spot 5. Welcome, Brandon. Glad to have you aboard. All right. Welcome, Brandon. Yes. All right. Ready to go, boys? Let's do this. Fire it away. Here we go. All right. All right. All right. All right. The top 4 go chalk. And so we had Caleb, Marv, JD, and Neighbors. Happy to say I did get my first share of Jaden Daniels in a league. He fell to the 106, and I was hurting at quarterback in that league. So I was willing to deal away Brees Hall in a best ball league for Jaden Daniels at the 106. I had won this league last year basically off the back of Joe Flacco. So my quarterbacks were Gino and Matthew Stafford. A lot of stacks in that league helped me pull off the win somehow. Okay, so we had Drake Mago 5, Adunze 6, and McCarthy 7. Pretty much chalk with picks 5, 6, 7 there. They could go in any order, honestly. I've seen them go in a variety of those 3 there. You can argue any which way, honestly. Pick your poison between McCarthy and May. If you need wide receiver, go ahead and take Rome. So at pick 8, I am simply taking best talent available, and that would be the elite talent of Brock Bowers, tight end premium. Got to go with it. I know a lot of people love Xavier Worthy and Brian Thomas, but you got to take the value there, in my opinion. So now we got Godzilla, taking Keon, Lad, as would I. Jonathan Brooks goes up at the top. Penix over Bo Nix. I would argue Bo Nix just because his value actually can increase by play. So, like, Bo Nix could blow up. Michael Penix, it's going to take a year or 2 for his value to blow up. But all right. Brandon on the clock here. Pearsall just went. Who does he like next? Does he go wide receiver or Benson there or Blake Corum? I don't know. Who does he like? It's going Benson. All right. I like the pick. Okay, good. Xavier Legette went. He is not one of my favorites. Don't mind A.D. Mitchell either. This is a spot where I could potentially look to trade back because I see a lot of these receivers is very similar. So I have not gotten any Jalen Polk shares. Honestly, for me, it's between Blake Corum and Jalen Wright at this point. I mm, wow, this is tough. Um, Godzilla, I should have went Bo probably. Yes, I agree. I'm gonna take Jalen Wright. I like the upside there in Miami, and so I have been full supporter of anybody taking Jalen Wright in this back half of the second round. And we had Jalen Polk going right before Godzilla. I'm a firm believer in going after Javon Baker later, just because I see the two having basically the same opportunity to take, to latch on to Drake May and become his favorite. And love the talent for Javon Baker. All right, let's see who Godzilla goes with here. Very tough call here from pretty much back half of round two to the middle of round three. I see a lot of similar talent. Like you can argue this way or that with each guy, starting basically with, I don't know, 80 Mitchell all the way down through right around where Brandon's picking here. Um, as I said, I like Javon Baker at this point, but I mean, I know Brandon from another league, he loves Braylon Allen, so I can't blame him for taking Braylon. Braylon is at some point going to, he's going to get the ball, and if he does shine, well, maybe he does see some goal line looks. Brandon went ahead and took Jalen McMillan. Love the talent. You could argue Jermaine Burton there as well. So now Burton is gone, and I can take my guy, Javon Baker. Yes. Okay. But Jalen McMillan's in an interesting spot in Tampa. Evans and Godwin are still there, but Tampa could easily let Godwin go after this season. So McMillan has the build to take over that role. Um, but the Bucks could decide to keep both for another season, and then McMillan as the three is very solid. All right, Godzilla's here on the clock, and I know he's looking at the doll. That's the guy. Can't argue with that pick. All right. And it's back to Brandon here. Slide this down for us. Okay. So after Vidal, we had Cowing, Shipley, Tez Walker, Dylan Laub, Brendan Rice. Brandon takes my guy, Luke McCaffrey. Love it. Great opportunity for McCaffrey in Washington with a new regime. They are not holding. I mean, McLaurin, I'm sure, is going to get his looks, but Jahan Dotson has been very shaky, obviously. And so McCaffrey could easily see the second most amount of targets there. Do have the tight end Ben Sinnott as well. So Jaden Daniels with plenty of options to throw to. Let's see what else we've got down here. Oh boy. The let me just do this. Running back. I'm gonna go with Spencer Rattler. No way that he should fall this far. I don't think. Great opportunity in New Orleans for Rattler to take over for Derek Carr. McMillan's one injury away from Godwin or Evans moving up. Absolutely, yes. And with Godwin and Evans being on the older side, I mean, Evans is like 40 years older than Godwin. Godwin's very young. Rattler was my pick. Yes, that's why I took him at him. But yes, McMillan will have his games this season. I guarantee you. Evans and Godwin probably both will not play all 17 games this season. If they do, I'll be happy. But McMillan definitely will have his chances there. Right. Who will Godzilla grab? Garendo. Nice upside. If you guys want to pick in the fifth round, I'm all for it. Go ahead. It gets pretty thin down here, but hey, there's a lot of decent names down here. I mean, deeper leagues have 5 rounds, and but those leagues that have four, especially those that have 3 rounds only, there is a ton of talent on the waivers after the draft. So every league I've been, all 15, let's go. We're gonna stop after 5. All right. Brandon takes the second tight end from Cincinnati that they went with. I'm gonna take. Ooh, let's see here. I'm gonna go with the ageless youngster, Frank Gore Jr. Yeah. And, and we got who is left for Adam to grab here? It is pretty thin. And he goes with Kendall Milton. All right. Thank you, boys, for joining tonight. We are going to get out of here. All right. Yeah, let's get out of there. All right. Adam, Brandon, great job tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you all for joining. And we look forward to another exciting episode of the Birdhouse coming up this week. I'll give you my top five top five picks that I love based on where they're going in the draft, and also my top 5 fades. So that's coming up later this week. Once again, thank you for joining the Birdhouse, brought to you by Choice Sports Cards, your number one choice in buying and selling sports cards. Check out Kyle and the boys over on Whatnot. And as always, never stop working.